Okay, this was our circumstances. We have the Nine of Swords in the reverse position, so definitely a loss of some sort. And it is clarified by the Emperor. Okay, well, the Emperor can also be your father. So some of you could have actually had a bit of an issue, a fallout with your father. Some of you could have recently lost a father, and if that, through passing, so if that is resonating with you, my deepest condolences. Now, the Emperor in general, he is an authority. Typically, he is an older man, but this can go either way. It could be a woman as well. But this would be someone who is older and someone who is an authority. Perhaps you might have to deal with someone in authority. Perhaps you're ready to take on a position of authority. But the Emperor is definitely about taking control. He'll take control. And some of you could be just simply taking control of your life after this loss. You realize you're in control of your own fate. You make your own choices. So yes, this can definitely indicate that this loss that you've been through, it inspires you to take control of your destiny. Two of Swords again. So the advice is if you're at a point of indecision, you definitely need to go within. But yeah, this is definitely indicating that you have a choice to make. And so the advice is you need to go within, use your intuition, let your inner voice, your higher mind, your subconscious mind, however you want to look at it, listen to that. This is also our Moon and Libra card. Some of you could actually be dealing with authority figures in your life. And when I say authority figures, that could be a judge, it could be someone for the police, something of that nature. Could be a judge, could be, someone with a position of authority. Maybe some of you feel that maybe an older person is interfering in your life and has brought a loss to you. Maybe you feel that they've caused a loss for you. Okay. Our focus card, the Seven of Swords, so definitely sneakiness. If you're not sneaking around, you need to look around to see who is. This can also indicate deceptions, theft, and it can indicate unfaithfulness. That's not 100%, but, it can, especially if they're supporting cards. Okay, ouch, yeah. Clarified by the Ten of Cups in the reverse position. Okay, so for some of you, you definitely may feel robbed of your happily ever after, so to speak, your contentment, your family happiness. So maybe someone could have literally stolen from you. Someone could have actually vandalized your home, or the home is damaged, especially by flooding. Yes, flooding, water. This could be broken pipes, broken water heater, things of that nature. Or this can be an act of God, so, flooding, all the crazy weather, hurricanes, tsunamis. But overall, this is, the happily ever after that we want, but when it's in the reverse, we're not getting that. So, yeah, things are not good on the family front. So this definitely could be indicating that there could have been a deception, it could be you that deceived, or it could be that someone has deceived you. It can go either way, so don't shoot the messenger, please. So someone's on the receiving end of this. Family unhappiness, and it could be caused through betrayal. It could have been caused through an extramarital affair, unfaithfulness. Someone, like I said, someone could have been robbed. Someone's home could have been damaged. Someone's home could have been robbed. Someone's home could have been damaged, vandalized. Or there could just simply be deception and betrayal within a relationship or your home life. So that's This deception and betrayal could definitely be upsetting the home life. Okay, so for our advice cards, we have the Five of Cups in the reverse position, and this is about loss and disappointment. Now that it's in the reverse position, this shows that you are healing from a loss and a disappointment, and it would definitely have to do with love, and especially your family. Yeah. But see, your hope is returning to you when it's in the reverse position. So the advice here is you need to realize that things will get better. Your hope will renew. All is not lost. And your hope is returning. It will return. If you feel like it's not returned, it will return. Things are going to get better. Tomorrow is a new day. There's always more chances. Sure, we may have 3 broken cups and, spilled, but there are still 2 cups here. So tomorrow's a new day. And this is definitely indicating, especially if there was a severing of ties within a relationship, that you'll get another opportunity. If you're ready to love, you'll get that chance again. So this is more of a healing process. All the 5s are about transitions. So, not necessarily the best energy unless you like change. If you love change, then yeah, 5s will be good for you. Now we have the Strength card. So the Strength card is definitely advising that we rely on our inner strength to make it through this situation that you're going through. You need to really rely on your inner strength. Also, with the Strength card, this gives us the ability to make our point of view to others without being overly forceful. We can make our point to others in a loving and compassionate way. And also with the Strength card, it's very positive, especially in the upright position, because this shows that we are in control of our fears. But it's an advice card, so the advice here is to remain in control. Don't allow fear to control your thinking, okay? Love can be possible. Don't let fear control your thoughts and your reactions to things. If you have a point to make to someone, you can do so. You can do it through a loving, understanding way. You don't have to physically force your opinion. Okay, so this was the near future. We had the Ace of Coins in the reverse position, so this is definitely a financial setback. It's also a call to definitely curb our spending. We don't want to be out, spending money on frivolous things. So we definitely need to budget. This can also be about, having to spend more money on something than we expected to. Okay. Well, this is definitely going to make sense. So it's clarified by the Two of Pentacles in the reverse position. So some of you may be experiencing perhaps a shortage of money or experiencing issues with something new that you've started, and it is because you have taken on too much. You've taken on too much. There's too many irons in the fire. You're trying to do too many things, and we just can't do our best at these things when we try to take on too much. So then we can cause things to fail because we're just, taking on too much. Maybe some of you are working too much. Now, the Two of Pentacles in the reverse position can definitely indicate that some disappointing news may come your way. And it will be news of a financial nature. Now, the best course of action here, especially if you want to salvage this new thing that you've started, you really must focus. You're going to have to drop some of those pentacles, so to speak, and focus. It's best to focus on one thing primarily right now, because trying to do too many things at once is causing a problem. So you're going to have to pick and choose which, pentacles you really want to keep focusing on. because you're gonna have to put one of the pentacles down. There's just too many irons in the fire. It ends up working against us. Okay, and here's the advice card, the Page of Swords. So, yeah, this can indicate that you may be receiving some information, perhaps information that comes through a third party. This can also indicate spying and or secret information. But overall, the Page of Swords is about unexpected situations that pop up. A lot of times this is about disappointing news. Excuse me. All the energy. This is about disappointing news. And it can be rather unexpected that comes your way. And this news, you're going to have to make decisions quickly. So you're going to have to decide quickly on which of these pentacles you want to focus on. Do you want to salvage this new start here? Or do you want to keep the existing one going? You need to be prepared for some disappointing news. You know, you're going to have to make quick decisions. So, and my feeling is you're going to have to choose between these pentacles. Either you're going to have to choose or a choice will be made for you. Okay, we had our World card in the reverse position. So this is definitely speaking of us walking off of a path that we've been on, just deciding, hey, I'm just going to walk off the path. And also this is about us repeating mistakes and not learning from them, or repeating certain patterns that we have and not learning from them. And we have to work more. There's more work that needs to be done in order for us to receive the karmic rewards that we would like. Okay, yeah, first card out to clarify is Queen of Wands yet again. Oh boy, all right. Yep, that's definitely making sense now. Okay, so the World in reverse. Maybe a mistake that we keep making is maybe when situations arise that upset us, maybe you're reacting moody, maybe you're being a bit pushy, maybe you're feeling a bit more aggressive, or maybe there's someone in your life that is just like this that you're dealing with. And maybe this person could be someone you keep falling back with. This could be, you know, a relationship, a romantic relationship. This could be a platonic type of relationship, a friendship. You know, there could be someone in your life like this that you keep giving chances to, a repeated pattern, and it's just not worked. The aggressive side just keeps coming out. Or maybe you're mad because you're trying to achieve what you want. You're trying to get your goals. Maybe you just keep experiencing setbacks and you react aggressively or pushy. Arrogance can come out too, so definitely beware of that. But we also have the Eight of Swords here, so this makes sense. A lot of times we can react in an aggressive manner, especially if we're letting fear control us. So perhaps some of you are scared to commit to a change, to make a change, out of fear. For some of you, you've literally made a mental prison. Your fear has made a mental prison for you. And you restrict yourself by listening to the fear, by letting the fear get the upper hand on you. And you really don't want to do that, because fear will paralyze you. It will keep you in the same spot. Fear will literally keep you like a hamster running on a wheel. The hamster is running, but They're not making it anywhere. I guess they may be a little entertained, but they're not making it anywhere. So essentially this is kind of the same thing. Our wheels are spinning, but we're not going anywhere because the fear is taken over. This also speaks of we are not able to make a decision because we are so consumed by the fear. So why are you so fearful, Aquarius? Do you fear change? Do you fear love? Do you fear relationships? Do you fear starting over? Do you fear starting a new job? Maybe you're scared to stop a pattern that has repeated, but you really need to take a chance. You don't want to keep being stuck in this cycle of fear because you're robbing yourself of these karmic rewards, and it's the fear. And this can be fixed quite easily. I mean, if you can bring those aggressive feelings down, stop letting fear control you, we can easily reverse this card. But you have to be able to make a choice, and that's the problem with this card, is we don't seem to be able to make a choice because fear has just got the better of us. But you have to know, this woman, she is not stuck in those swords at all. It's an illusion. Fear is an illusion, okay? Yes, some things should be feared, okay? Danger is very real. But fear, there's nothing to fear but fear itself. That's the God's honest truth right there. Because fear will hold you back. Fear will cost you so many things and you don't even realize it. Perhaps your fear has costed you a major opportunity that might have been presented to you over the last month. Maybe you're too scared to take the opportunity and it's because of fear. Oh, ouch. Okay, so advice card. We get the 5 of coins. The 5 of coins, this can indicate financial bankruptcy or spiritual bankruptcy. Or it could just simply indicate trying times where things are very hard for us. Now, this is also very symbolic of being put out into the cold. Maybe you feel you were put out into the cold, or maybe you put someone else out into the cold. This can go either way. So perhaps maybe you shut someone out of your life out of fear. You put them out of your life because of fear. You're thinking in a pessimistic, negative way because fear is controlling your thinking. And it's costed you an opportunity. The opportunity could be many different things. Every Aquarius, sun, moon, and rising sign is different. Everyone has their own path. So everyone's situation is different. Not everyone wants the same thing, and that is okay, so, but this definitely shows being put out into the cold. And the 5 of coins here, again, this is a transition, so change is the name of the game. And being Aquarius, you guys are ruled by Uranus, so you're quite used to sudden changes, so you may like the energy, the change energy. Although this is definitely not an energy I prefer myself. Trying times. But the overall advice here is you don't have to feel like you're put out in the cold, and you don't have to put someone else in the cold. But you got to get a hold of control of your fear, because to me this is fear-based thinking, and it's robbing you of an opportunity. And perhaps for some of you, this opportunity could have something to do with a home. Maybe some of you want a new home. For some of you, it could be a relationship. Ouch. Whew. Okay, we had the Queen of Wands in the reverse position here as well. Okay, wow. All right, so this definitely shows that we may disregard some good advice, some good wisdom. Sometimes this can have the overall energy of daydreaming. Sometimes your head could be stuck in the clouds, and so you don't really see how dark it is, how dark a certain situation is. Perhaps you could be your own worst enemy right now, especially if you're letting fear control you. Because if you're letting fear control you, then you can't really hear your inner voice, because fear is taking your mind over. Okay. So then we have the Seven of Cups in the reverse position. So the Seven of Cups is about an emotional choice. This is, to me, like an emotional choice wish card. So similar to the Nine of Cups, but the Seven of Cups is more of an emotional choice. The Nine of Cups, we could have any type of wish, but the Seven of Cups, it seems to be more of an emotional wish. So it looks like you already made a choice, and if you haven't, you already did. And maybe you feel like the choice you made was the right choice for you. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. With the wish card, we always want to pick the spiritual choice, but so many people are more inclined to go after that Cup of Jewels or the skeleton keys, but we ultimately needed to pick the spiritual option. A lot of times illusions can get in the way. All that glitters may not be gold. Sometimes something can look fabulous on the outside, but then once we get it, we're like, oh my God, this is horrible. So hopefully you guys made the right choice. But you guys really got to get out of this fear, because you're not going to be able to hear your intuition. Or perhaps for some of you, maybe some of you did seek out advice from someone else, and maybe you didn't listen to the advice. Maybe you disregarded the wisdom and you made this choice, and the choice would have been made under, the aggressive side of the Queen of Wands, but it's fear-based. So the decision was made out of fear. Or for some of you, the decision could have been quite impulsive, or maybe a hasty one. Maybe you didn't think things through all the way. That'll resonate with some of you. It's not going to resonate with all of you, so